Today we have my wife joining us again. I ask myself, does she even know what she's doing?
We talk family dynamics and being a stay-at-home mom.
And we take a look back at history in the History Rewind. Welcome to another episode of the Gideonstactical Show. Well, folks, super glad to be back with you here for another episode and super excited to have Mrs. GT Ashley with us in the house again. Going to have some fun today. And before we jump into this particular episode and just all the stuff that we're going to talk about, just want to remind you guys, as always, and thank you for your awesome support by your views and you watching regularly week in, week out, but also purchasing gear through the links that we offer to you below in the description to Amazon Blade HQ. When you guys see products that connect with you and you're like, you know what, that's for me, you guys use that hyperlink, we get that small kickback, helps us continue to do what we do here, make the content that you see here at the channel. You guys literally fuel the channel and make us go. So thank you so much for your viewership, your likes, your shares, and purchasing through the links that we offer to you, particularly Amazon and Blade HQ. All right, well, with that, Ashley, it's been on my mind for a while, and I'm sure the audience would be curious to know as well. What is your favorite way to deploy a pocket knife? You know, there are many different ways, and why don't you show us a little bit and show us the different options kind of that are out there, and then we'll discuss which one is really your favorite, because I honestly have no idea.
So between the nail nick, the thumb stud, the auto, the thumb hole, and the finger flipper. And so of all those, I'd say it's the finger flipper. I just like that it's easy for me to open because I have pretty short fingers, and for some reason I have trouble with the thumb stud opening, so this is the best way for me, I think.
Yeah, and you don't like this ultra slow like nail nick
aspect
of a knife. And so the next question, so that's awesome. I mean, I literally did not know, guys. I mean, I would give her all kinds of different knives, and she's been carrying a lot, the Wrap Model 2, but now that we've had this conversation, I'm finding new things out about my wife I didn't know in her knife taste. But the next question then, there's a lot of assisted open finger flippers. Do you like, say here, I have a Kershaw Dividend. What are your opinions on, an assisted open versus a manual open finger flipping knife?
I like the manual open better because I feel like I have more control over it. Like, I know when it's going to deploy versus with this, I'm just kind of like waiting for it to deploy and hoping that it's still in my hands and I'm not going to cut myself. So that's why I like this one better.
Boom. So Mrs. GT prefers manual finger flippers to all other pocket knives. Now we know, and now I can better pick out folders for her to use in EDC on a regular basis. So now you're going to basically dump this, is what I'm hearing, and I'm going to have to find something else. Is that right?
I still really like that knife.
Okay.
So
right, and you're not saying you like this particular
compromise.
knife. You're not saying this particular knife. You just, if you have a preference, you like manual finger flippers. Good to know. Now I know something I didn't know before. Wow, there were some moments there during those deployments that I was like, does she even know what she's doing? So I'm glad that went well. And she does have a good handle on the pocket knife arena. So with that, I know that, you have transitioned and now have become a stay-at-home mom. Because, guys, you may not know this, but I married up and I married a sugar mama when I met my wife several years ago. She was making a lot more than me, working at a really good company, and was a full-time breadwinner and made like double what I made. And as the time has gone on, and as we had GT Junior, she was able to go part-time at that company. And then when GT Junior Mark II came along, then she went completely stay-at-home mom, left the company, and is now just hanging out and being a mom. So Ashley, what does that feel like? What are things that you're learning about now, going from a businesswoman to a stay-at-home mom? Why did you do that? Just what are you learning right now, and what's going on with that, particularly to potential stay-at-home moms, or to stay-at-home moms that are just like right now kind of in the thick of it and learning how to handle all that?
Well, so I knew that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, or at least leave that company a while ago. As I started out, I thought I was going to be this career woman and, just move up the ladder and love it. And I did for a couple years. I liked it. But then as I realized I wanted to have a family and just your responsibilities change and your stress level changes at work, I decided this isn't something I want to do as my life. And you spend so much time at work. It's such a huge part of your life, and I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And so...
And you weren't.
I wasn't really, no. So that's why Aaron and I decided when we had kids we would do the best we could for me to be a stay-at-home mom, and also not to have to have someone else raise our kids is another big thing. So I'm really happy about the decision, but it's a big change because I would say that I haven't always known this about myself, but I think I am pretty type A, even though it's not always like outwardly seen. I think
type A for maybe some people who don't know what that is.
Type A personality, like I'm all about deadlines and results and goal oriented and getting things done. So
I didn't know that either.
You didn't?
I mean, I think I kind of remember type A. I'm like, I don't remember what that means.
Oh, okay.
I'm a dummy just like you guys.
Thought you meant you didn't know I was type A.
All of it.
But anyway. No, but I just, I'm trying to balance that with being at home now. And one thing that, like, people in my other job, I would like write up a procedure for everything we did, and they're like, you're gonna have to write procedures at home whenever you go home to fill your time. But I have enough stuff to do. But I would just say, like, it's different, and I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself to get things done and to just give yourself grace, moms, because there are a billion things to do. Oh, yeah, stay-at-home dads too. And it is like managing a business, and you have finances to think about, cooking, cleaning the house, making sure your kids are learning things, making sure that you actually can like walk out the door and have clothes on and like look presentable. There's just so much, and just to kind of roll with it and do the best that you can, but don't like be hard on yourself, is I think the number one thing. And I kind of want to like start to write down things that are helping me in this journey, because there are things that I've done since I've only been full-time at home for a little over a month, but I'm already doing things like loading the dishwasher up more and not hand washing things like I used to, and just things like that I want to kind of, maybe I didn't think about it because my mind wasn't on that before, but some you guys are probably thinking, well, that's just obvious. But for me, there's just things that I'm learning that I want to kind of share and maybe help you maybe be more efficient and save some time so that you can spend more time with your kiddos and your family.
Awesome.
And to leave you kind of with this, if you're a new mom especially, I would just say lower your expectations on yourself. Don't have this massive list that you have to get done today. It's okay to be in survival mode for a while, even if it's a couple months, even if it's the first year, because sometimes you need to do that just to take care of yourself and your kids, and you need to be taking care of yourself in order to take care of your kids and put yourself first, to be the best mom that you can be, or dad.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's what I have to remind her and myself sometimes of, is I'm not taking care of myself. We talked about that in last week's video, a little bit, or, you're not taking care of yourself. And if you're a big old hot mess, the kids are going to be a hot mess. I'm going to be a hot mess. Everything's going to be like just bad. So it may feel sometimes selfish to be like, wow, well, the kids are screaming and, I'm going to go sit on the porch for 10 minutes and, read an article or something, whatever you do to unwind. It's like, yeah, that may seem kind of selfish in the moment, but then you'll be more energized. You'll actually be able to give your all to the situation at hand and kind of recharge your batteries even in that small, moment. So awesome. Mrs. GT, thank you so much. We always love having you around and coming and visiting us on the GT show, and look forward to seeing what you bring to the table next time.
Absolutely.
Well, that was a lot of fun having Mrs. GT in the house. And before we get to our History Rewind, just want to remind you guys about our Knockaround Sunglass affiliate. Boom, these were my customs that I did. Picked every single aspect to the sunglasses, polarized, even got flex frames. I think I paid $35 for these. Yeah, links below. They have sunglasses for the entire family. Again, simple way. It's free for you guys. You click the link, you get what you want, and we get that small kickback. So thank you guys for using the hyperlinks that we offer to you, and especially the Knockaround sunglasses. The family, friends have really been digging them, and I'm hearing really good feedback from not only my experience, but also a lot of you guys who are beginning to purchase and maybe been using them for years. I had a couple people like, dude, I've been rocking Knockaround for 10 years. Love them. So yeah, it's great to have that as another option for you guys to get simple products that are going to perform well, not going to break the bank, and are good for the whole family. So check those out. And now it is time for our History Rewind. And today in history is what I want to do for this time. So on October 20th, which is when this video is going live, of 2018, just some facts that happened and some different things. This is really cool. In 1803, the U.S. Senate ratified the Louisiana Purchase. Awesome. That was a huge swath of land. And that I was just, what was I just watching? I wasn't watching, again, I'm reading that book that I talked to you guys a week or two ago about War on the Run, and just that's like the French and Indian War, so like 1750s, 1758 kind of time frame. But, even up until the early 1800s, I mean, no one even knew for the most part, except for Native American tribes and some trappers, what was in the middle of the continent, which is just mind-boggling. And so not only did we get that purchase, to add a large amount of land to the United States, but then, Lewis and Clark and their expedition, I can just imagine going and walking places that no one had ever walked before, seeing things that particularly no European had ever seen before, or now Americans had ever seen before. Just mind-boggling. And I think that would just be a very hard but very amazing time to live in. And that purchase added a whole new frontier for the expansion of America and America as we know it. So 1803, the Senate ratified that purchase. And then also in 1864, President Abraham Lincoln formally established Thanksgiving as a national holiday. So up until then, people have been kind of celebrating at different times. I think George Washington originally kind of established it, but it was kind of loose in where it was and stuff. So Abraham Lincoln really solidified that, and Abraham Lincoln was big into giving thanks to God and, just being thankful for the country that we had. And in 64, I believe the Civil War is still going on, because I think that ended in 65. So, even in the midst of the bloodiest war America had ever and up till now has ever, dealt with, giving thanks, and spending time with family. And I encourage you, we're coming up on Thanksgiving. We'll do a separate, video on Thanksgiving, but to remember and just be thankful for what we have. And it's easy to get caught up in just either traditions or, like we're traveling or, Black Friday and all that stuff as we go into Thanksgiving and just the holiday season is coming up upon us. I always encourage people, remember be reminded about the things that matter. It's not about, the gifts and the traveling and all that stuff. That's all great and all that, but it's really the time with family and the things that are super important to us, and to always be thankful for what we have, no matter how big or small it may be. So some cool things that happened in our History Rewind today. Hope that was informative and entertaining and enjoyable for you guys. Thank you so much always for coming over here and checking out the channel, throwing up videos like this every single week, our regular reviews, continuing, with the show. Really enjoying it and love hearing your guys' thoughts. Don't forget about the mailbag. So if you want to ask questions, possibly to Mrs. GT, put hashtag mailbag, ask your questions, hashtag mailbag for any questions. You may see them answered, particularly on these shows, these episodes of the Gideon's Tactical Show, but also, in some videos that we do of reviews and things like that. So great way to possibly get one of your questions answered on an upcoming video. And always think outside the box there, guys. Don't just ask me what my favorite, like pocket knife is. Get out there, and start asking some cool and different questions. We love looking and seeing those. So thank you guys, as always. Finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.